Let's talk about it. No judgment here. We keep it real. Black culture, life, family, friendship, and everything in between. Let's talk about it. With the girls, KB, Nell, and Jules. Pressing the unmute. Pressing the unmute button. Pressing the unmute button. Pressing the unmute. Pressing the unmute.
Calling all Central Arkansas residents. Looking for someone to mount a TV or set up your surround sound? Well, look no further than our friends at Hangtime Home Media. From surround sound installation and setup to flat screen TV mounting, wired or wireless networking, and even furniture assembly. You can trust them with your business because they offer affordable solutions while providing top-tier customer service. Contact them today for a quote and mention that you heard their ad on the Pizza Up podcast, of course, and they'll give you 10% off your invoice. Find them on Facebook or Instagram or call them at 501-690-5705. What are you waiting for? Get to calling.
Hi, y'all. Y'all see us? Yeah. Yeah, we on. What you mean is we on? Hey! Happy Friday. Friday. Hey, y'all, hey. Hey, y'all, hey. Hey, y'all, hey. How y'all be on this Good Friday? Happy Friday. The who? The who? You trying to say the view? It's gonna change in a minute. It's gonna change in a minute. If you're trying to say the view, I don't know what Keisha over here doing.
That be stressed.
Some slides.
Yes.
Some slides. Hello there, everyone. Happy Friday. The camera angle is different. I barely see KB. Yeah, it's getting ready to change when we bring in our special guest.
You barely see me? What?
That's because she had her head down.
She had her head down.
iPad trying to get the announcements together. She's just trying to get the announcements together. That's all. Look how she's looking. Well, happy Friday, everyone.
You would ask us where your glasses is.
Girl, because you know she can't see. No, she can't see.
Right. Hey, y'all. Hey. Go ahead and share. It's going to be good tonight.
Like, share, comment, because we got a special guest in the house, y'all.
Special guest.
What special guest? I don't know where that came from.
Hey, stop.
Thank the Lord.
Hallelujah.
We struggle every week with that. It's all right. Bluetooth going. It's going to act right one day. It's going to act right.
But y'all can hear us good?
I think they can, girl. I think they can. Welcome to another episode of Pressing the Unmute Button. Live show podcast.
Hey, Miss Marguerite!
Oh, Lord.
It is kind of of like only on our heads. Let me fix that.
But it's gonna change. Remember, we just did the view.
Oh, but we gotta get the TV in there.
Oh well, you
Let
have
me
to.
let me
you
get
have
my
to get up.
correct posture.
You gonna have to get correct when we
It's the correct posture for me.
bring the guests in.
Well, the comments do kind of cover up your head. Because when she just
They
put
do.
mama comment, yeah.
Ooh.
Hey, mama.
It's okay.
Hola.
I ain't got to be seen.
Y'all, today is Friday, of course, and it is our next to the last episode of season 2. It's been an amazing season. How about it? Right?
Yes. I can't believe this.
I know. You know how we come with dope
It's
vibes and
so
shenanigans.
hard.
We ain't there yet.
Okay, you know that's something. I'm gonna have to go finish that on.
Well, I don't want to be.
I was trying to be generous.
I was
I was
too.
trying to be different.
Well, we know you need it.
Let's
you
talk
go
about
ahead.
it.
You go right ahead. Y'all, listen, we got an
Don't
amazing
judge
show
me.
lined up for y'all tonight. I'm excited. I'm not
Me
just
too.
excited because of who's the special guest, but I'm just happy to be back with the P-Tub crew because, you know, it's been a long week, you know.
You know, instead of 14 days this time,
Oh, Jesus.
what was it, 28?
21
The clock
days.
was all messed
That's what
up.
I meant.
21 days, I think.
Oh, messed
Because
up.
Mama show was like, when they did, after we did the special last time, she was like, don't y'all got a show? And we thought it was last week. I said, yeah. I said, yeah, I don't know when we can do the Mother's Day show. That.
Yeah, people kept asking me like, "Y'all got a show?"
No.
I was like, yeah, we
They,
got a
both of
show."
them kept saying it, and I'm like, no, we don't. That's why we did the Mother's Day.
14 days. I
Amazing.
just
Hey, nephew, son.
Hello, good walking.
Hey,
Y'all listen.
walking.
Tonight's episode is all about being Black, blended, and building. Making it all work. How do we make blended families in the Black community work, right?
Why I had Black blended and blessed?
Well, we are blessed.
I mean, we are blessed and highly favored, but that's
I don't know why I had
title.
that in my head.
Black, blended, and blessed. My God.
The 4 B's. Hey, the 4 B's.
Yeah. So y'all know how we do on Fridays, though. We like to kick it off with a little, you know, current events. I don't know if our secretary ready.
Oh, me? Yeah, I'm ready.
That's just making sure before we get into that. Hey, make sure y'all share this.
Yes.
Like, because the conversation that we're gonna have tonight is going to
It can
be,
help everyone.
I think it's gonna be real dope. Like, wait a minute, why Burdales is hear you, Jules, and then say y'all ain't Black talking about me? First of all, sir, Mac Mob, don't make me come over there. I know where you stay, you Dale. Don't make me
Dang, I'm trying to think.
come
of,
over there.
What did
Hi, Corinthia.
Oh, what did he say?
Who? Tell you Dale to stop hating.
On Atlanta. I was watching Atlanta.
No, I
and
ain't watching
he
it.
said, dang, what did he call him? Black. I'm gonna have to find it. I can't remember.
Lord.
And you know she gonna find it.
Desiree say she blazing and it counts because it does.
It does.
Yeah. Courtney asked me the other day.
It does.
Have you ever heard of Blasian? I
Yes.
said yes. It's Black
In
and
Asian. Thank you.
I thought they had just made it up. No,
She was trying to make sure.
Right, it's the off of me.
Anyway,
Yes, like, share, comment.
Yeah, make sure y'all share this episode because tonight I think will shed a lot of light on blended families, but not just blended families, but Black blended families. Sorry. And, you know, give us some tools to co-parent better because we'll get into that later on. But yeah, just make sure you like, share, and comment.
Mhm.
Share with your friends. Let them know, hey, come on and tap in. So we're going to go ahead and get right into our current events. Well, I'm asking, Keitra, is she ready? Am I ready? My bad. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about Queen Latifah. I don't know if that's in order. Keitra.
Oh, now you know you got
Well,
to put them in order for me.
just go to the. Tell me which one is next. Okay, yeah, Queen Latifah. So, y'all, Queen Latifah has announced her return as a cover girl, right?
Okay, cover girl.
She had dipped off the scene for a minute, and actually, I think they took it off the shelves. To be honest with you, that's
Talking about
why.
her picture.
No, cover girl, like the Queen collection. I think they took the Queen collection off the shelves, and I'm not for sure
You
why.
know what? I ain't wore cover girl. Right. I ain't wore. I
Okay,
ain't wore cover girl in forever.
but yeah,
Okay.
So she became a cover girl in 2006.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't know. I think they took it. I really think they took it off the shelves, and so now they're bringing it back to bring, diversity to the beauty industry.
That may be one of the only ones because Revlon have their, you know what I'm saying, and then
Maybelline Fit Me, because that's what I
me too. So
Maybelline what?
Fit Me.
And so I mean, if you got to keep up.
Yeah.
So I mean, keep up or get lost.
And I mean, Queen Latifah is not just because her name Queen Latifah, but she is absolutely a beautiful Black queen, and I really couldn't see anyone else being the brand, the face of the brand anyway for the Queen collection other than her. You know, when they took it off the shelves, I guess they said the same thing. Like, what happened?
Ew.
What?
What that mean? Well,
No, I said no. I said, why you say that? What I missed?
She the epitome of Black queendom.
Yeah.
She said.
Oh, okay.
I said, okay.
Is you saying ill or is?
Is.
Girl,
Oh, it sounded like you were saying ill. That's why I was like, why?
Ebonics.
Well, sorry.
Is you Black?
I am, but
Wait a minute.
I am, but I couldn't hear you, and I was right here. It literally sounded like she said ill, and that's why I kept saying
Ew.
why.
Ew.
Oh, you heard ill?
Yes.
Lord Jesus.
It's Friday.
Ill.
Miss Marguerite says she is the bomb in The Equalizer.
She is. I'm so glad it got renewed.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't either. And I just haven't watched it because I'm like, I just can't.
See her.
I can't. I
in
like
that
Queen
role.
Latifah.
Well, she was at Set It Off.
Was.
Bang, bang, pow,
That
pow.
was back in the day though.
And she was
she wasn't
Breaking Down the House.
She wasn't running and all that. But she wasn't running and all that. That's
She
what I'm
did
talking
run.
about.
She just didn't make it fine. Set It Off.
I'm not. Let's go. Let's move right along.
But
I
this last episode Sunday, she did have to do some running.
Yeah, it seems weird.
It
They
does.
using a double or she doing it?
Girl,
I don't know all
They
that.
probably is,
No, I'm
though.
being serious.
I think it's her.
Yeah.
I mean, the way her upper body part almost hit in the face, I feel
Ugh.
like it was her.
Oh my God.
That's
my
how I feel if
God.
I was running.
So
Right.
they so childish.
Well, congratulations to Queen Latifah.
Up next is I don't know how to say this girl name. You know how to say this girl name?
Who?
Karine Jean-Pierre.
Huh?
Karine Jean-Pierre.
Her. Oh.
Biden has made her the House Press Secretary effective today.
Okay.
But what happened to the other chick though?
I don't know. She left, and I didn't even research to see why. All I know is Karine is the first Black person.
And she LGBTQ.
Yep, and first openly LGBTQ to be the press secretary. Now,
Okay.
I thought this was pretty dope when I started looking up. I'm like, now where'd she come from, girl? She was a whole senior advisor and national spokeswoman on MoveOn.org and a political analyst on MSNBC. I ain't never seen her.
Okay, so tell me this. How y'all think she gonna handle it?
Child, I don't know.
You think she gonna shut the reporters down?
I think so, because I feel like she know how to turn it on, turn it off, and she can do it in a way.
I feel like she might do like I do to people when I'm trying to order my food in the drive-thru.
Oh Lord.
You know, I can't stand for people to rush me. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna tell you every single thing I want, like the sauce, everything.
Yeah,
Just
don't
let me
keep
get that.
asking.
Right.
Anything else? Anything else?
Yeah.
Well, if I can finish,
Right. That part.
I just do
you do the side.
Hold on 1 second.
it. I have to.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So I feel
I
like
think
she might.
yeah.
She might hit them with the.
She look like, look at them faces. Look at
Right.
them pictures. She look like she ready to serve people.
Mhm.
I do too.
That's pretty cool, and she natural. Like I like that too.
Yeah.
Oh, girl. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna bring it up. Girl, don't scare me like that. I ain't never used private chat before, girl. I know what that was. The guest. The guest. I'm like, private chat. Who is private chat?
Me.
Right.
Scared me, Jesus.
Somebody done hacked in our time.
But yeah, I was like, come through, Black Girl Magic.
Cynthia, how you had the baby yet? I know it's close if you haven't.
Girl, where you?
I just thought about it. I saw her say hi.
Oh. Girl, because I'm like, don't skip me like
No,
that.
I know
I'm
she
like,
getting
where-
ready to have the baby. I just saw her name and thought about it. Let us know if the baby here.
Yeah, girl. Because I sure forgot. Now, you know, we had talked about this. Was this last year we talked about? Has it been a full year?
What?
I feel like it's been the same year that we talked about the Met Gala.
No, it's been a year.
Oh, is it
Well, you
Gala?
see, when we talked about it, I said it was that
Is
time.
it the Met Gala or the Met Gala? I don't know. But the Met Gala was...
Oh, because you see, let me look at Keitra.
They had another Met Gala last week.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to show y'all a few of our favorite looks. And, you know, let y'all know who shut the house down. Quite honestly, let me tell you something. But they was talking about how wasn't nobody at the Met Gala this year. They said this year was not like no comparison to last year.
I think they was real selective with the guest list this year.
I don't know. I don't think that's it.
But I know some people they could have left off the list.
Girl, my God.
A lot of them they could have left off the list.
So
the whole family of them.
Oh Jesus. So who wanna do their looks first?
It don't matter.
Okay. I don't know what order it's in.
I don't either.
We'll just slide it and then we can just say
click on
who.
one. Click on.
Y'all gonna do it together? Okay, ready for one.
1, 2, 3. Russian roulette.
Okay, Sierra.
Not the same.
That's my line.
Is that her? There she
Yeah.
go.
Okay, so who pick was this? These were yours, Neil.
They were mine.
I said one mine.
Oh.
Sierra. This
mine?
is Sierra is in Michael. She's wearing Michael Kors. Look at that zebra.
Is that?
I just like because it's simple. Because some of them folks.
Alicia Keys was beautiful. I'm sorry.
We talking about Sierra right now.
I know. I said I'm sorry. I put my hand on my mouth. I just answered there's the right comment.
Oh.
What she said?
She had put that.
She says Alicia Keys was very beautiful. I
I
like Sierra's wings.
Yeah.
Her wings?
I
No,
guess
where they at? Because this zebra ain't giving
No, I'm
it.
talking about the wing eyes.
Lord Jesus. Now, do she got some hair in her head? That's the only thing I
Girl,
agree.
yeah, she got some hair in her head.
I see it now, but it's over there right there.
But
But y'all like her
short,
this
haven't she?
Oh, did she?
What happened?
Not
She
short,
said she put
but
her
it
hair-
ain't long like it was.
I don't know.
don't
But
think
I like
know.
it because y'all know I'm a black person. And, I love black.
Because I was gonna say,
What you
say?
Well, duh. But I just like because it's simple, elegant, and she can wear it somewhere else too in my mind.
that
That
thigh though. Look at
That
Baby
that
is
thigh.
serving.
Baby. I'm gonna get that one day. Huh?
I said, I guess.
Well,
Speak to Jesus.
the next you remember who the
I
next
couldn't
person
read.
was?
No.
Oh Jesus, this the next one. This Nell, you got to remember who you picked.
I forget.
Nell,
Oh yeah,
now Kerry Washington is wearing Tory Burch. Why you pick her?
black.
Oh, okay. She was giving thigh action too.
Giving thigh action. Now,
Yeah.
see, I think her dress actually went with the theme, though.
The
So what was the theme?
the 1890s to the 1870s to the early 1900s.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But you know, Carrie Washington, to me, she don't never, I was gonna call Carrie Hilson Chan. To me, she don't never really just go over the top anyway when she do certain stuff. So I feel like it's real simple and elegant, and you know, like Keitra said, can go with things.
You know,
but
they
she's
wore
serving
corsets
thigh
with
again.
everything
Yeah.
back then. So I like that.
And she's serving thigh again.
Yeah.
What's the next one?
I heard it that time.
What's the next one you got? Well, go on slide. Whatever slide you pick, then I'm gonna pick.
Oh, I picked. This is my pick.
Oh, okay.
Cynthia Erivo
In Louis Vuitton.
in Louis Vuitton. Now, see, I ain't looked to see what they was wearing. But, I mean, like who made it? The design.
No, I went and looked it up.
Well, I'm gonna say yes, said it on.
But I liked it
I like
because
her hair
that's the thing, because so she said that she was really like paying homage to the group of people that was marginalized back in that time, like that didn't really get shine. So she really wanted to. It's giving me all Harriet Tubman.
So, well, I mean, she did play her.
Yeah.
Oh, she did. Oh, okay.
Harriet, you ain't seen Harriet?
Child. I'm sorry. My bad.
Slide to the left. Yeah, give it here. Give somebody the card. Give her the card, girls. Just give her the
To
card.
the left of the.
You can either way. Just
Okay.
get put. Okay.
Oh no.
No.
Oh, Janelle Monáe. That was my pick. Janelle always serves.
Yeah, she was on my
Always.
list when you said it.
Like
Yeah.
hands down.
She's so pretty.
Ain't she? I
She's
love the
gorgeous.
way she's just the only person I know that can wear black and white forever and a day, and it always be something different.
And she probably gonna wear black and white.
And this was Ralph Lauren. I like that headpiece though. I
Mhm.
probably would have missed it.
It's giving Grace Jones.
Ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
But I just love her natural beat. Like she don't have like a
She
whole
don't
lot
have-
going on.
Can somebody teach Alicia how to do that? No.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay, I take it back.
Who says look at this. They said, wow, she is pretty. Ain't she a pretty girl?
She is pretty.
She is.
I bet she got some good skin up under that
I
makeup.
bet she do. And then you ain't never seen her without her makeup.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, all right,
But you know, sometimes still skin don't, you know.
that's true too. And then my other pick was Normani.
It was giving me First Lady church vibes up on the top of the head. I couldn't say below. Baby took it over.
Shannon over there nodding her head, telling me, yup.
I don't know about this.
I couldn't say below.
I like the headpiece.
It's the puffer skirt for me.
It's the something.
Really, to go with the theme, she should have had her stomach out. She should have had a corset, like something.
This baby
Right
first
there.
one. She ain't on
No, it was. She was there last year too.
No, I was trying to help her.
I was
Now, who is
there
this
last year.
person?
She's a singer and a dancer.
Sound.
She got a song with Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B.
She sing Wild Side. Show me a wild side.
That's right. Say Lori Harvey was gorgeous too.
Is that the
I didn't see
dress
her.
she had her abs out in?
I-
I've been seeing that picture circulating.
I didn't see Lori Harvey.
Me neither.
I felt like it was.
Google be
about-
tripping when you be searching for stuff because it
Right.
didn't show me no Lori Harvey.
I've been seeing her in a black
Or
dress
no,
with
Alicia
her
Keys.
abs out, and her abs are
Oh,
amazing.
her, yeah, right here.
Is that it?
I thought it was gonna show.
Her and Michael B. Jordan must be training together because
Cause he was getting ready for a movie.
them abs ain't no
Is he
joke.
getting ready for Creed 3?
I thought so.
I think that's what the she said. She brought a full 6-pack.
Okay, so that is the one I've been seeing. Gotta be.
Yeah, it's right. I don't know why it didn't show when I went to the article, but you can see part of it right there.
Okay, that's kind of
Yeah,
like
that's it.
Normani with her stomach out.
But this look more elegant though. Even though the stomach out, it still just look classy.
Girl, y'all was
It's
mad
the
'cause
cut
that girl
for
had
me.
that first lady hat on.
It ain't giving what it was supposed to have.
That's what they wore in the early 1900s.
Why her one boob sitting up high?
Girl,
and
we
the other-
not finna look at that girl.
You see it?
Groceries.
I do.
Why is it like that?
I think it's the way she posing.
No.
I think it is the way she posing. Let me
Well,
put
it
that
probably is
again.
because look at that arm. Her arm on that
Yeah,
side.
that
The
last.
other arm up too.
Oh, is it? Oh, I
I
didn't
sure
see it.
will, child.
I was trying to help
Can't
you
save
over
you on
there.
that.
I was trying to help her, but I can't hold for
Can't
no
save
more.
on that one. That was our current event.
That's it.
Yep. Because we got stuff to talk about tonight now. My God.
This dress
Jesus,
is pretty. Even whether she showed her abs or not.
So y'all, we in episode 14.
Episode 14.
Again, we talking about being black, blended, and building while we blessed.
There you go. There you go. While we blessed.
And I thought, who other to come and talk to us about being a blended family and the dynamics of blended families?
Yeah.
Then okay, she did all right. Then the expert herself,
Come on, expert.
my sister, my big sister. Not for real though, my big sister for real. Shannon, there she go. Hey girl, hey Shannon.
Hey y'all, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Now,
Hey,
Yes, let us know.
Yeah,
Make sure you can hear her.
say who now?
I'm trying to make sure that the audience can hear you.
Oh, okay. Let's see what the peoples are saying.
Sounding like this. Oh, yeah. Real stuff.
Strong jeans.
Y'all ain't saying nothing. Okay, so they can hear us. Okay.
Okay,
Hey,
good.
girl, how you doing, girl?
Hey girl, I'm okay. I'm glad Friday is here. It's
I
been
know
a
we
week.
got you past your bedtime out there in Orlando.
Ooh, child. I'm actually going to a spade party when I leave.
What?
A spade
Hold on,
party.
I'm like, what?
I'm going to a spade party. Well, it's going on now. Roosevelt is there. I'll meet him there.
I like playing spades.
I can't play.
Mhm.
Are you going out?
I know how to play.
You just can't play.
I just can't play with the people that be all loud and mean and stuff.
There you go. And I'm
Yeah.
not playing. I'm going to
What?
cheer them on. Yep. And get a plate.
Okay, she said, get a plate. Well, I mean, you know who to trust down there by now. You've been there a year. You eat who you can eat from and just leave
Well,
the
if
rest.
it's a spade party, what you think, sister?
I get that,
Okay.
but however, come
I got you. We good. We
on.
good.
We got to
Utopia.
go into all the details. People can't cook.
I told you.
But anyway.
Anyway.
Anyways, y'all, this is my big sister for real. We came from the same mama. I know people don't be believing it because one is Ivory and the other one is Ebony, but yeah, we got the same mama. And I thought because she is such a cultured in the faith-based blended family curriculum, if you will, in addition to both of us growing up in blended families, I thought since she has both perspectives, who else to come and shed light and give wisdom to us who are functioning in blended families and help us just be better. So, Shannon, tell the people who you is.
Well, thank you first for letting me join you ladies, the conversation tonight. And let me just share that I am not an expert. But I have worked with one and I've gotten my therapy for free from one because I've worked on it. Yeah. But no, I'm not an expert at all. But I have been married 22 years to my husband, and we are a first marriage blended family of 5, ages 14 to 23. And I am the oldest of 2 sets of children. Um, on my mama's side, I am the oldest of, can I say my name? Can I say the name I want to say? Julia Nicole with a whole lot of soul. I'm the oldest sister. And then I am the oldest of my father's children. He had 5. Was it 5? Yeah, 5 of us. Got to keep counting, girl. You know, Papa was that rolling rock. Yes, he was. So yeah, and I've been working for a ministry for about 10 years, and for the last 7 years, I've been working in blended family ministry. So yeah, thank you for letting me join you tonight.
Of course. So y'all, you've heard her spiel. So we're gonna go ahead and start opening up the conversation. But at any time, make sure you are chiming in the comments if you have questions. Now is the time to ask them because she told us earlier that she is unbookable. So ain't gonna be no sidebar conversations of looking for consultations. So if you got questions, then ask them here while they free. Okay.
1, 2, 3, go.
I mean, hey. So you kind of told us kind of what your background is in blended families. And I kind of just want to balance it out just so you can also know where we as the host, where we fall on the blended family spectrum. So like Shannon said, I am part of a blended family on both sides really, because her 5 siblings on her dad's side, we kind of all grew up and were raised as brother and sister, but I'm also the middle child of my dad's side. I have an older stepbrother and a younger stepbrother. So that's where I fall in the blended family spectrum. Yeah.
I was in the middle of yawn. Right now the blended side is I do have a half brother on my dad's side, and then I have a bonus mom.
Okay.
I am a bonus mom.
Awesome.
To 2 beautiful daughters. So yeah.
So that's where we are all on the blended family spectrum. So I didn't put the questions on here. Who got the notes? Who? Where's your phone? Oh, Oh, well, Neil got hers up. Okay, so the first question was kind of share with us your experience, what it was like for you growing up as a blended family, because you are the oldest on both sides. So, what did that look like for you?
Hmm. Well, on the mama side, um, it was family. It was, it was us for a while, me and DT. And then when I was 11, you came. And so we got a big old gap, right? So I would go over to my stepdad's mother's house and be around that side of the family. And I knew that was, my step family. I didn't necessarily feel what's the word? I didn't feel like I knew I wasn't blood and no one was like mean to me or anything, but I just I knew I wasn't the granddaughter, so to speak, when Nikki came. So it is what it is, right? Now on my dad's side of the family, I never really felt like I was part of that side of the family. And my stepmom didn't know I felt that way. I always felt uncomfortable going on my dad's side of the family because I was telling my therapist this, y'all, therapy and Jesus, wonderful. So I was telling my therapist this. At a very young age, I knew what illegitimate meant. I knew what the word bastard meant. Now, I don't ever remember anyone ever telling me or saying that to me and describing me as that, but I always knew what illegitimate was. And so going on that side of the family, I always felt like I didn't belong, that everyone was looking at me because I was the illegitimate daughter of Kenny, right? So that was my experience. Now, I had a very good experience with my stepmom, um, always kind to me. And this is what me and Nikki we say all the time. The women in our blended family, they put their big girl panties on and they kept the adult stuff with the adults. If they ever had issues, we never knew about it. It was never discussed around us or with us. Um, so the women in our blended family really gave us a great model and example. Um, if we were to ever to get in that blended family situation. So yeah, that was my experience.
So, and that was another reason why I really felt like when we were planning the season out that we needed to have this conversation, primarily because I don't really understand the lack of co-parenting that we have amongst our generation and the challenge, if you will, of co-parenting. Now, I'm saying this, not having any children of my own, not
Hmm.
having children of my own, but seriously from the view of being in a blended family and never seeing a negative co-parenting. And quite honestly, I think I was like 5. I think is when Aunt Lucy passed. I don't know, but Shannon's great grandmother raised me. Like I would stay with her before I went to daycare. Like this is not my great grandmother. I don't know. Like we're not blood, but growing up, that's who helped rear me. I
Hmm.
was real close to her dad. Like I said, her siblings were raised. We were all raised up as siblings. So when Shannon's dad passed, some people thought it was weird that all these women was together, but they just, I mean, they're close in that way. They have an understanding. And I don't understand why our generation can't have that same maturity, if you will. Because like Shannon said, sorry, production. Um, anyway, but yeah, we some people probably thought that was weird for how we were all unified at the funeral, but to us it was normal because that's what we experienced. So I really hope that tonight, just sharing your experience and having this dialogue really sparks some type of um, fire for us to be a little bit more mature when it comes to co-parenting. So, do you feel like your experience as a stepchild, do you feel like that experience um, gave you a negative mindset or a negative outlook on being a stepmother?
Um, I don't think it did. I do know it definitely influenced how I wanted to show up in my stepchildren's lives. I didn't want them to ever feel the way I felt when I went over my dad's house. I never felt at home, and I only went to my dad's house a few times in my growing up. So I was never comfortable. Um, this isn't. I don't say this to dishonor my father. He's gone on, but I never felt I could ask my father for anything. Now I was asked by our strong black mama to do so, but I never felt comfortable doing so. Okay.
Yeah.
So I always wanted my stepchildren to know that you can ask your father for anything. And I also wanted them to know I'm not going to stand in the way of your relationship with your father.
I
I
got
want, yeah, I want you to know your father. Um, I want him to spend quality time with them. I ain't got to be there, you know. So that's how I went in. I really went in um, just thinking about my stepchildren. I put myself in their shoes um, because I just didn't want them to feel that. Because it's every child, no child asked to be here, right? None of us asked to be here. Um, so I just wanted to make sure my husband's children knew that their dad loved them, and I wanted to be there to support that.
That's amazing.
See, that's pretty much how it was um, with our girls,
Hmm.
uh, or how it is. Like I want them to feel comfortable going to their daddy about anything.
Right.
Sometimes they come to me to go to him, but like I always have to say, like, now don't get it twisted. I ain't going nowhere because in the beginning, trying to test the waters. Let me see how far I can push her.
Hmm.
But even to this day, I have to. I'm not going anywhere.
Hmm.
I don't want you to think I'm ever standing in the way of anything. Like,
Right.
don't think, he's spending money on me and not spending money on you, or, nothing like that. I would never allow him to put me before them.
Yeah.
And so I think that's important that you have to let the children know that, like,
Hmm.
understand that.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. So
You
true.
just said something, Keitra, about him putting you before the kids, and I've heard. So have y'all heard this before? And you probably, you see it on the hold up, my kids behind me and the
I
clips up on my hair.
the
Huh?
picture
What'd you say?
move. I was wondering.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, why is my hair? I got these are the kids. They old pictures. But anyway, um, so have you heard this before? In this family, we put the kids first. Have you heard that before? Like in blended families. Okay, so in blended, you've heard in blended families, this is how it runs in our blended family. We put the kids first, right? That's how we co-parent. We put the kids first. So I thought about that because when you think about blended families, it's not the same as a nuclear family. Like, one husband, one wife, one mom, one dad, and the kids, right? In a blended family, you got, a stepmom, a stepdad, and other households and all that. And so that means children preceded the marriage. Well, we know that marriage is the foundation
Mhm.
of a family, right? So if I always say this, if me and my husband put our kids and even his kids first before our marriage, that's not gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
That's not gonna be good,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, because they're going to be elevated to a point where it may be detrimental to your union as husband and wife. So it sounds good when you see the blended, all the blended, pictures, where people at the game and you got stepmom, stepdad, mom and dad, and they all there, and they say we put the kids first. Here's where that phrase makes the most impact. We put the kids first. Between me and my spouse, we don't put the kids first because we got three together, right? And
Right.
our rugrats, no, y'all not running nothing, right?
Right.
We don't put y'all first. It's me and him.
Mm-hmm.
As it relates to the biological parent who is no longer with the other biological logical parent, that's when kids come first,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when they are talking to one another, like the child's mother or the child's father with the other person that's now married to someone else,
Mm-hmm.
that's when you put kids first. Because if you elevate kids first in that co-parenting relationship right there, that's how the conflict can be minimized because
Mm-hmm.
we're thinking about the child and not necessarily our garbage that we couldn't stay together.
Right.
Right.
Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, in our case, we don't have any together. So
Gotcha.
I just, what I meant by that, I was just saying, like, I don't ever want them to think that if they need something, they can't ask him for it
That's
because, oh,
right.
he spend all his money on
That's
me or
right.
something. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean?
That's right. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. But I just know what you said. I know you probably didn't mean it that way. And I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't taking it that way, but I know I've heard that phrase putting first, and I just want, yeah, because I know some people will say it and thinking like, oh yeah, we got it. That's gonna mess up your marriage.
Yeah. So Desiree said her and her husband have four children, three boys and one girl. They share one that is 9, and then she has one that's 18, and he has a 19-year-old and a 15-year-old. How do you handle it when you parent differently? We have rules and expectations in our home. My husband X does not and acts more like a friend with no rules. It often makes us look like the bad guy, if you will, or at least or the least appealing home.
Mm-hmm.
Good question.
Yeah, that is a good question, and I've heard Ron Deal answer it a lot. So the issue is different parenting styles are different parenting styles, even in nuclear homes. Me and Roosevelt, we have different parenting styles with our children, right?
Mhm.
But what brings us together is our union, and we submit to one another, right? Well, because you're no longer with the other person, ain't nobody got to submit, right? So
Right.
when you have different parenting styles, all you can do, this is what a seasoned stepmom told me. Um, you gotta you can only control what happens in your household, right? And so what is allowed at the other home, that's what is allowed at the other home. Unfortunately, of course, the kids are going to see, oh, I get to do what I want to do over here, and I don't get to do what I want to do over here, and so I really want to be on this. So it's unfortunate, but you do need to know that children have to, it's hard for children in blended families. They have to adjust. I want you to think about this is what Ron calls it in a Smart Step family, visiting another country.
Mhm.
So it's like you got to go to another country. You got to learn the language. You got to learn the norms and the rules of that country, right? And so every time your stepchild, that child is returning from the other home, you got to have give them some grace space to adjust to your rules of the home, right? Um, but you do have to try to co-parent with that other home. That other home may feel like, oh, we don't do rules over here and that. Well, you can you can start establishing some parenting team meetings, right? Now that takes a lot of maturity,
Absolutely.
right? So that means, hey, can we discuss little Jessica, I know you let her stay on her phone till, you let her keep her phone all night. But when she come over here, we plug it up at a certain time. Um, do you have some time? I want to talk to you about it because I know you want what's best for her, and I want to be able to support any rules you have there. But I also want to see if you can help support what rules we have at our home. So really, really just talking about it because you can't make nobody do anything. You couldn't make them while you were in a relationship. What makes you think you're gonna make them while they not getting the benefits of a romantic relationship with you?
Right. Right.
Right. So you really do have to be led. You better be praying. And as a stepmom, um, I can understand that. We had some situations where I didn't agree with certain things about how my stepchildren were disciplined. But here's what a step parent has to do. You can only enforce what the parent you're in relationship with sets in the household. And you should, what Ron says, borrow power, or borrow that parenting power from your spouse. So the thing is, if the spouse that you're married to, who's the biological parent, if they're not upping their parenting, right?
Mhm.
That means no one is parenting. As a step parent, you want to come up and do it, right? Well, you can't. They need to up the parenting. They have to function as a parent, right? And you as a step parent, when you first come in, you really need to just to be developing a relationship with your stepchildren. You should be trying to get into what they're interested in. You got to learn how to love them, see what they're like, and let them set the pace of the relationship, but you're developing the relationship, right? You shouldn't be parenting. They need to parent. Now when there are times when you need to help enforce something, of course they need to empower you. Hey, I'm about to go, Miss Keetra. If she asks you to do something, you need to do it, right? Empower you to be able to help enforce whatever rules you've already set. Now I need you to clean your room and it needs to be done before I get back. Miss Keetra is going to make sure you get it done. All right. So your spouse has empowered you to be able to enforce something that the parent has already set forth. Now, if you come in, Miss Keetra, and you see that um, dad didn't tell the child to clean up the room, and you think it's time to clean up the room, well, you doing it without the daddy doing it in the first place ain't gonna come off the same way. Did that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah.
So so yeah, that brought up something. So, like, how do you handle situations where, so my husband and I, like, we understand each other's strong points, right? So when we know that our children, so say for instance, if my children need like assistance in an area that he's not as strong in, like,
Mhm.
how do you manage that? Like, to where you kind of step in and fill that role. Like, okay, I'm gonna be specific. Like, my
Okay.
girls are about to enter their senior year, so all that stuff, ACT, looking for college,
Mhm. Mhm.
all that. Like, I've been, encouraging and like dropping suggestions and stuff. And like I told him, I was like, I want to be so much more involved, but I don't want to overstep either.
Right.
Not
Right.
necessarily on him, but on their moms.
Absolutely.
So it's
Absolutely.
like, how do you govern that?
Yeah. So, coming in as a stepmom or a stepdad, I think we have such a heart to want to love these children, right? Because you didn't birth them, but you want to love them because you love their other parent, and you
Right.
want to love them well. You want to support. I came in too strong with my stepchildren because I had all this information, and I came in strong, like I got all this information. I'm about to apply it all, right? So there's an actual this book right here. This is my resource when I first
Okay.
the first 10 years, like in 2012, I got this book, started reading it, and then started applying and stuff. But there's a tip in there called the no threat message. Two ways you do this. You you give this message to the mother or to the other parent that isn't, so you tell that parent, look, I love your child. I want to be here to support however you and my spouse want to parent, however much support you want from me, I'm going to give that to you. I recognize and respect that you are his mother. I recognize and respect that you are his father. And I'm only here to support. All right. Um, it's a no threat. It means I'm not trying to take your place. You also tell that to the child. You say, look, I am not your mother. You have a great mother. I am not your father. You have a great father, whether you agree with it or not. All right. But because when you talk about their blood, you're talking about them. They internalize that. Okay.
Absolutely.
And so you give that no threat message both ways. So it could be you make all these suggestions to your spouse, right? That's where or you ask your spouse, hey, here are some things, why don't you share it with the other parent, right? Or you ask, hey, can I help you with this? The thing is, you may have all the help and you may have everything that this child may need to get the things that need to be done as it relates to going to college, but they have to welcome it and want it. And the grieving part is sometimes they won't utilize you, and that's okay. It's okay, but you got to let it go. You got to step back. Um, One thing is pray about what your role is going to be, because your role may not be stepmom. To one stepchild, I'm their stepmom. To the other stepchild, I'm their dad's wife, and that's okay for right now. I respect that, right? So it could be you may be the counselor. It could be you may be the cheerleader and nurturer. It could be you're the one that's the planner. But every step parent has a calling in their stepchild's life, and it's not always what they think it should be. I'm the other mom, or I'm the bonus mom, or I'm the bonus dad. So just pray about that and ask, because sometimes they may not want it.
Yeah. That's interesting that you made the statement. What is it? The what you say? The stepmom, stepdad, or just my father's wife or whatever.
Hmm.
That's funny. And I can be openly transparent about this. But when my mom got married her second go round, that was my mama's husband, because I did not call that man stepdaddy. I did,
Yep.
and it was
Yep.
that I feel like he was trying to take my dad's place. I feel like he was trying to take my mom from me. So
Ooh,
that
yes.
I had to deal with as far as on that aspect, because I couldn't. I mean, I don't really know why I didn't like the man, but I did not like him. And
How old were you when they got married?
the crazy thing was, I think I was in middle school.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So I was
Okay.
old going into high school, so I was old enough to know the difference. But
Question.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna take this back to something you said earlier that really kind of like pricked me, because I was like, you talked about when you're going into um, a step parent role,
Hmm.
new on the scene, you came on too strong.
Yes.
Um, Not so much of that, but you talked about getting to know the child and establish a relationship
I think that's what
with
Right.
that child. Did he try to establish a relationship with you?
No.
So, what advice? Because now both of us are adults, and I
Hmm.
totally testify and agree with her. Not
Yeah.
taking time to establish a relationship with the child, and you just here, and you
Hmm.
ain't going nowhere.
Right.
You're not
Hmm.
going anywhere, but you
Nope,
have.
you're not going home.
I'm not going anywhere, but you've
Hmm.
yet to establish a relationship with me. But you married to my daddy, or you married to my mama. How does that work? What advice or wisdom would you give to us as adults? Because at this point, we ain't kids, we adults now.
Right.
So
And she can
what?
get married again.
That's what I'm
so,
saying.
yeah.
So what advice could you give to us to help us as stepchildren,
Hmm.
well, stepchildren,
Yep.
and having a step parent?
Yeah.
And well, right now it's both of us. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I appreciate you even having a thought to want to initiate developing a relationship. first of all, because most adult stepchildren, again, view that parent, particularly if the parent got their parent got married later in life. A lot of times, let me just say this: a lot of times, couples, when they get married as adults, when they remarry, and their children are older and adults, they believe that their kids are going to be fine. It's no issues. So we can get married. We love each other. Our kids will love each other. Lies, lies. Adult
Right.
chil- adult children act the same way as little kids when their parents remarry. Okay. The reason why is because and hear me when I say this, every blended family is born out of a loss. I want you to think about that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's the death of a spouse. That means a child doesn't have a father anymore. There's a loss, there's grief. If there is a divorce, that means this child's parents, even if it was a tumultuous relationship and the child knows, oh, they probably shouldn't have been together, it's still a loss. Mommy and daddy are not together in the morning and they're not going to get back together, right? And if it was a dissolved relationship, there is a loss. Somebody's parent is living somewhere else now. And you know what I mean? So every blended family is born out of loss. As stepchildren, what you could do is this is what I did with my father in what year was it? 1996.
96.
In the summer of 96. So I didn't have a strong relationship with my father. And I yeah, I had negative perceptions of him as a teenager. And so when I got in college and I started really following the Lord, and one of my mentors said, you need to quit having that type of attitude towards your father. You need to honor your father. You need to reach out to him. I said, okay. And so I wrote my father a letter and I pretty much apologized for not being a good daughter. I said, I'm sorry I haven't been a good daughter. I would love to get to know you, and I really want us to develop a really good relationship as father and daughter. So after that summer, I sent him that letter and he started calling me. He started coming to see me at the university I was attending. And we were getting to know one another. And I'm grateful for that. January of the next year, my father passed away. He was in a car accident and he died. Um, I reached out, even though in the back of my mind I thought he should be reaching out to me. I'm I'm the child. He know he hadn't been around, right? But I humbled myself because I wanted the relationship and I reached out to him. So for stepchildren, reach out, write a letter, send a card. When you call your birth parent, ask about the spouse. Well, how is she doing? How can I pray for her? You know, be kind. Kill them with kindness. Ain't that what they say?
What?
The way both of y'all said without an air in it.
What?
I probably
Y'all
had
both was like,
I probably had a little bit more air than Jewel.
I mean, no, that was Nell.
I probably
That
had
was
enough
Nell.
air for the both of us. Because that is something that
We on two different sides of the spectrum though. Like
Yeah.
you more so like I'm past that. I'm just trying now. How can I? What are some tips I
well,
can
see, I'm in the
get to go
situation
get in there?
again.
Right,
So,
but that's
you
what I'm
know,
saying.
it's
You
just
different on the
like-
spectrum.
I think sometimes when stuff is just thrown at you so fast, you don't have time to always process things. So sometimes when I'm calling my dad, I don't mean no harm. I ain't called to talk to you. I called to talk to my dad. I know there's something I got to work on.
Right.
I called to talk to my dad. I didn't call to talk to you. And don't have me on speakerphone because you don't know what I'm
And
saying.
see, for me, that it switched for me. Almost a situation where I lost my daddy, and he was at UAMS for a month, and that kind of switched it like, hey, he could be here today and gone
Yep.
tomorrow. Like, you
Yep.
gotta get over yourself. And I
Yeah.
really think that experience is what sparked me and my stepmom's relationship. It's not as strong as I would like it to be. But I know that, that it's a two-way street. I'm
Right.
not fully where I am, but I at least I
speak if
I consider her my bonus mom. Like, I talk to her, I text her. When I go down there, we have good conversation. Like, I don't feel like there's the distance that you may experience. I just don't know as an adult how I can establish a relationship without coming on like unnatural. Like, I want it to be organic, but I don't want it
Yeah.
to be, you know what I mean? Like, I
That's
don't.
still for the healing journey. that
Yeah.
I'm working.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But I will say the good thing that happened on Mother's Day, my dad, my mom, and his wife, we were all able to be in the same household.
Oh wow, that's good.
Invited my mom over and was like, hey, your mom is like, oh, we cook. They cook for us. And I mean, she did make my mom, I don't have no feeling ill will towards her. So she did make my mom feel very welcome. And that was a step in a different direction as well.
Yeah, that's good. That is good. Yeah.
I think another thing that kind of made me get over myself, of course, having a relationship with my little brother, like, he was actually the one to reach out, to be honest with you. I think we're like, we 16 years apart. So he reached out to me, and I think that's another thing that kind of makes us closer than what we probably would have been. I mean, I really just feel like, being in that experience of almost losing my dad, because y'all know I'm a daddy's girl. He can pop up and I'm mushed all just by him commenting. And just the fact of, us not being on a close level, you know what I mean? Like, I don't ever want to feel like I should have took the opportunity. You know what I mean? And that could be for either one, her or him. Like, I don't ever want to come back around.
That's right. No regrets.
No regrets. And I always look back at you, and like you gave the story, in 96, you guys reconnected, and to have to wake up this Sunday and drive to Arkansas to deliver that news, I already knew. Like, I was like, I don't know how she getting ready to take this. But I could, experiencing the reconnection those couple of months before he passed, it was just kind of like, I don't ever want this to be my story, because I wish that you could have had more time, but I don't ever want to be in a position where it's like, dang, I should have reached out, or I should have did it. And I felt like this year with Mother's Day, because I really fell off the ball with everybody, but this was an emotional Mother's Day. For various reasons.
Don't you start?
What?
Oh, I thought I heard your voice.
It's about to crack.
Yeah,
Crack. I thought it was about to crack. Oh Lord, we finna hold on. No, it was the voice. We heard a trembling. You know how the preacher voice change when he about to go there.
Well, in your eyes like you about to cry.
I thought it, because it has been a hard Mother's Day.
It was a hard Mother's Day, and I
yeah.
bad after the fact. But again, I didn't want it to be forced, and I called the day after and be like, I forgot to call. It's just kind of like,
Yeah. Well, Stepmother's Day is this Sunday, y'all. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
So Mother's Day is Mother's Day, and most stepmothers don't get any acknowledgement, y'all.
You know what?
Okay. So there's a day for stepmothers. It's the Sunday after Mother's Day. So this coming Sunday.
Okay, but here's the thing, and
go ahead.
I don't really like saying. I'm just saying stepmom. I know we'll talk about that here in a minute too. Like,
I want to talk about that.
Mom and bonus mom. I don't like saying steps, because it has a negative connotation to it. When I say it, it's only to give other people an understanding who is what and where they are. But I got a whole bonus mom day coming Sunday. Okay, I got time.
I was just gonna say that. So previously, I always made sure my girls had something for their mama for Mother's Day, and so they're working now. And so, and see, here I go.
Why you talking about me? Because I'm like, I wasn't finna
Right.
cry.
So
Oh, geez.
Sunday, Kayla, of course, she spent the day with her mom or whatever. They had a big family thing or whatever, but she texted me and was like, I just wanted to say Happy Mother's Day and thank you so much for everything you do for me. And, you know, I love you so much.
Oh,
I got a gift as soon as I see you. And I was like,
oh,
oh. And so then Denver popped up at church and I was like,
What you doing at
Yeah,
church?
you
You said Father's Day to
and
Sunday.
and like after church, she came up to me and just hugged me, and she was like, "I haven't said it yet, but Happy Mother's Day, and thank you so much for everything." You know, just
oh.
You cry because you're not an emotional
I'm not an
person.
emotional. I'm fighting it now, but
See,
I
when you get that, that makes you like, shoot, where my book at? Shoot, yes, right? It makes you want to even do even more to
yeah,
support those children. Yes.
like we just had a conversation. I'm sorry, and I'm gonna move on. Recently or whatever. Um, recently I forgot we ain't got the mic on. Basically about me and one of my daughters were talking about, you know, she was just like, you know, I just haven't let you in all the way yet.
Mhm.
And so I was just like, you know, well, what can I do? Is there anything I can do or that I have done that
Yeah.
makes it harder for you? And she was like, nope, just keep doing what you're doing, keep pressing.
Mm,
Like I'm
mhm.
getting it. And I was like, okay, like I appreciate you being able to even
Say that.
and say that because in the past, like she is a daddy's girl, and I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
did everything she could do to run me out, like did.
Mhm,
And so
mhm,
for us
mhm.
to be at this point now, like it's amazing. But for the fact that she just you haven't done anything, you're not doing anything wrong. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm
Yeah.
out there, and I was like, okay,
Yeah, that's called letting the child set the pace.
Yeah.
So you got to let them set the pace. Like I remember one of my stepchildren asked me if they could call me mom. And I said, you need to ask your mother if you can call me that. And of course, she didn't say, I mean, and that's fine.
yeah.
Um, but why you laughing, Nikki?
What?
We just said we both was like, well, we grown, we ain't doing
I
this.
was like, oh, girl, I'm not doing that, but okay, go ahead.
We just
You
gonna
know,
say,
but you
Yep.
know what? It evolves. So okay, so I wrote one of my stepmoms a tribute for stepmother's day. I mean for Mother's Day. I usually reach out to them on Mother's Day. Each one of them. I'll send a card. I'll send a gift. I'm thinking of them. I have three mothers. Okay.
Yep.
Um, and so I try to honor them. But I wrote a tribute called Stepmother Redefined, and I gave that to my stepmom, one of my stepmoms, because I heard her say I don't like the word step. Because here's another thing: when you're in a blended family, you have to really communicate. I know that was one of the questions, but you got to ask children, what do you want me to refer to you as when we're in public? How do you want me to introduce you to people? How do you want to introduce me? Like, what are we going to call each other? Like, define some things. And like, I have a stepmom friend, her stepchildren call her smom, like SMOM, smom, right? Short for stepmom.
Yeah.
And so, one of my stepmoms don't like the term step. And so, you've heard the phrase, ain't no steps in this house, but on the porch, right? The only steps in this house is on the porch. Okay. So usually in my work, y'all, and this is no judgment to anybody, but usually in my work with step families and couples, most of the time the term step only bothers the adults. It doesn't necessarily bother the kids, and this is why. Children are loyal to their birth parents. There is a bond that you just can't break. The birth parent could be a crackhead. That's still their mama, that's still their daddy, and they still long to be with them. There is just something built into a child that wants that biological parent in a relationship, right? So, what I told my stepmom is we don't have to believe all the Disney stories about stepmothers. You don't have to believe that. You can redefine what step means. right?
Right.
And so I've never minded being a step child, and I've never minded being a step parent because that's what I am. I am not a blood parent. I am not a blood child, but that doesn't define my love for them.
Mhm.
Does that make like
Yeah.
I can redefine what that means? I don't have to um whatever the perception is of what the term is,
Mhm.
I can redefine that. I can be more than that. Does
Mhm.
that am I making
Yeah.
it's just that because here's the thing, kids are gonna be who they are and
Yeah.
they're gonna have they have loyalty conflicts
Yeah.
between the parents, right? So especially step parents. So one stepmom, her stepson said, she had a really good, he was really young, right? Probably 4 or 5. And he asked her, he said, when I go home to mommy, can I hate you there, but love you here?
What?
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Wow.
she knew what it was about. She says, "Yes, baby, you can hate me there and you can love me here." You know what that was about? That was about a little boy being torn between his biological mom and his stepmom and feeling like if I love my stepmom, that means I can't love my mom and it's going to hurt my mom. See, we don't think about that.
Yeah.
Kids may not want to all kids in blended families, all they want to do is have permission to love everybody and be loved by everybody. When a
Yeah.
parent makes a child feel guilty for loving someone else that is trying to love them back, it only hurts the kids.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
only hurts the kids.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. Yeah, like I don't like the term still. I prefer bonus mom, but I call mama mama. I mean, this is real mama. But I call my bonus mom mom. Like, and that's just, I mean, that's the way I differentiate. Um, when we've been out in public at events and things, we always refer to each other. This is my daughter, or this is our daughter. This is my mom. Like, it's just always been that way. And I really, I probably would call her mama too. But I think what tripped me up is me and my stepbrother real proper. He say mom, you don't say say mama. So we just go with mom. Yeah, mom. Um, but yeah, like I don't I don't like referring to her as my stepmom. That's my mom or my bonus mom. Um, I don't. She's never referred to me as her stepdaughter. It's always been she either says this is my daughter or this is me and Daryl's daughter. And I think that that's another piece of building that rapport, building that relationship, making the person or making the child, whether it's an actual child or an adult child, feel like they are a part of you.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Well, at least you got introduced there.
I
When my mom
mean,
was married, I didn't get that from. Now here, I'm considered. She does say bonus daughter,
Okay.
or she'll say this is my bonus children.
okay.
And then she say Logan. Sometimes she just say daughter, and sometimes she say this is my grandchild. So I will say that. But when my mom got remarried, I didn't.
I don't think so. Our mom never remarried after my dad. And I always say it as a joke, like I can't have another daddy. Now we're not doing that. That's gonna be my mama husband because
That's gonna be your uncle.
That's huh?
That's gonna be your uncle. We can call him uncle.
Well, I mean, we did call Aunt Lucy. Aunt Lucy, that was
Yeah.
right,
Right.
But no, like I don't know how I would feel if Mama got remarried. Girl, we got to talk about this.
I'm ready for my mama to get remarried.
It ain't going down.
What ain't going down?
But see, you know what Nell said, whichever one it was, you said you felt like that person was taking your mom. So that's the thing, right?
And that was the thing, and I think the thing was too during that time. I mean, because I was in the ninth grade, so I went in middle school. I was in the ninth grade, but I always tell people I was going through that rebellion stage. And then at the same time, my grandmother, which is my mom's mom, had passed away. Started high school, so it was just all that. And then here you come with a man that I don't know where he come from. Because
so
it didn't.
Wow. So here's the thing. There's another book called Dating and a Single Parent. So when you're dating, you need to have some you need to have some what if conversations with your kids, right? So what if mommy um started dating? What would that make you feel like? What are your thoughts? And so
Ask my
yeah,
child. He's only 5.
I mean, if you're gonna start dating, and if because see, here's the thing: once you're dating, right, and
Mhm.
you think, okay, this person is gonna see my children. I know a lot of single parents that do that. They'll date someone for like a year or 2 years, and then like, okay, now I'm going to introduce you to my kids. Well, you
Right.
done got all entangled and invested,
Yeah.
right? And then you gonna show them to your kids, and your kids like, I don't want that. And then now, right?
No. So I know for me, like when I am dating. Cause anyway, I will say I try to wait a good minute. And I don't wait no whole year.
Yeah.
Because my son gets attached to people,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't want to
Nope. Yep.
bring everyone that I'm. Because baby, if you don't make it past the 2 months,
Mm-hmm.
it ain't no point. Because
Mm-hmm.
Logan, after that, he asking questions like, "Where is so and so, and why is so and so not
weird.
around?" And so,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. That's good.
Yeah. What they say? Chris is saying, I don't want that. I not want that. So yeah, like y'all got any other questions? Y'all do?
I got a whole book of questions.
I mean, there
We
you
ain't
go.
got time for all that.
I mean,
Mm-mm.
so when should they be introduced? There you go. When should they
When should the person you're dating be introduced to your children?
be? Yeah.
They should be introduced once you've had a whole lot of hypotheticals. You need to prepare them for you dating. What if we went out with a person that I really like? How would that make you feel? Um, what if that person has kids? How would that make you feel?
I'm prepared.
Um,
Ain't too many guys that
so you could say this is mommy's friend or this is daddy's friend. I want you to meet my friend, right? And keep having conversations. So depending on if the person could potentially, right, um, be someone you could be seriously dating and potentially marry, um, that's when you start having those hypotheticals, right? And you date with the kids in mind. Like it's if a and if you're dating a person that doesn't have kids, I would say get them that book. They need to read that book because they need to know how to date a person with children, because sometimes they may not understand you're tired, you got to do all these things, and oh, I can't go out this week. Well, why can't you go out this weekend? So and so is over their dad's house, right? Or over the other yeah. So this person needs to understand the responsibilities and the pressures that come with raising a child by themselves.
That
So
part. I need to
yeah.
post that. Is this online? I need to post it.
Girl,
on
take the
Facebook.
books. Let's take the books.
I
Take
need it
the
for
books.
the men that come. They try to come in my life,
Girl, I'm not
and
gonna play
then
with you.
they don't understand what it's like being a single mom.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. So when should they be introduced?
Back quick
Af-
enough.
After after you've started having a whole lot of hypotheticals. If you think it's going to go to a level where, okay, not that you can't get untangled. What's the word? I just made up a word, but don't get, yeah, but how do you undo it? Untangle.
Untangled.
Yeah. So don't get so far off in it that you like, oh, but I love him so much. Cause
Right.
now, cause here's the thing. There may be some red flags that you're not even recognizing.
Right.
Yeah.
But sometimes do you believe that sometimes the children may see red flags that you overlook?
Absolutely.
Yep. Absolutely. Yep.
And there's some red flags that ain't there too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. They gonna know. Out of the mouths of babes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Shannon, you done dropped a whole bunch of wisdom tonight.
Well,
I'm ready to ask you, what you gonna say, girl?
who, me?
Yeah.
Somebody else had a question?
No, I thought you was
gonna
finna say
ask a
something.
question. You
No,
thought
because I know no, I was gonna tell you a resource, but this is another book. It's not by Ron, my colleague Ron Deal, but this is called Co-Parenting Works. And this really has a lot of biblical and practical help. You remember I talked about having a parenting team meeting. There's a template in doing that. It talks about when you're doing drop off, like when you're taking the other person, when you're taking the child to the other home, meeting up. Sometimes people meet in the parking lot to do the switch and stuff like that. Um, really some good. It's really some good stuff in this book. Like grown people, you got to be grown, mature. You better know the Lord.
alert.
Yep, it's
Alert.
really good.
I'm
Really,
sorry.
really good.
People can know what it is. You said co-parenting work. Somebody said something in the comments. Who said something?
Yeah, by Tammy Daughtry. Well,
So for
yeah,
grown kids. And
yeah, you got to be grown. You got to learn how to co-parent, and maybe you send the book to the other parent. Hey, let's let, let's try to do better. Trying to co-parent, this child we have together.
Yeah.
now
So what my mom said? I'm trying to understand her question.
she said is the approval the same age when they is what about adult children? Is the approval stage?
Like if she started dating now,
I guess she's trying
Oh,
Is it?
I think
If
that's what she
no,
trying to
I
say.
think she just asking, is it the same? Like,
is it the same? It's not the same.
really
It's
need to
not
make
the same
in the house.
because
Other kids are not.
yeah, adult kids is different, but I would say have a conversation. I would say, um, don't just spring up on them, hey, here's my new wife, right?
bullshit.
Um,
I can't take it.
and is the approval the same? No, it's not the same. And the thing is,
You're my
here's
husband.
here's the problem. When you marry and you have adult children, right? And you just said it earlier, Nell, you felt like that person was taking your mom away from you. Um, there are so many issues, so many legal issues, so many court cases of children suing their step parent, particularly their stepmom, because after that biological parent dies, now the biological children are trying to take whatever, right,
Girl,
home.
Because I ain't never heard. Because listen,
that stuff is out the water when they put that ring on their finger. People just slow.
But
mean,
but here but here's the thing.
I definitely asked the question.
No, I'm
who is
saying-
first?
well, I guess,
The wife. What you
No.
mean?
yeah. I mean, by law, the wife is.
I get it.
I feel like I probably would have a problem with that too. Like
Lord, have
the
mercy.
life that my parents built together.
Yep.
One of them leaves,
Mm-hmm.
and the surviving parent gets remarried, and so
You gonna feel some type of way, ain't you?
yeah, if that parent
Well, in
dies,
that case, yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. If that parent dies before the step parent dies, then that step is everything.
In that
So
case,
now
I get it.
I haven't, my parents
Right.
built it. You ain't earned none of that.
Yeah.
Right. So here's another one. You need this book.
Library over there.
got the books over there.
So you need to get your finances in order. Because here's the thing. You need to set up something so that it tells your family what you want done.
Okay.
Right. So like I know how I felt when my father died, right? So as a step parent, I'm gonna do what's right by my
Right.
stepchildren.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm gonna do what's right by my stepchildren. However, there are some step parents that ain't like that,
Mm-mm.
right? And so that means the biological parent, you need to get that stuff in order. Right? I want this person, I want this child to get this, and this child, you need to set it up. And-
That's I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just saying, like, but I don't, whatever. I don't know. The people is married.
They
Like,
are married. But Nikki,
Once you have something in writing and you have it notarized or whatever, I mean, it's a legal binding document.
Well, no,
I
I get that. What I'm saying is, I have no expectations to get any. Like,
I would.
I don't have any expectations.
Keisha,
Because it's first. Like
Keisha said, I do.
I
Well,
don't.
Think about your family home, Keisha. Think about it.
think about
Right.
my family
I
home.
mean,
Your
situation.
your family home.
Uh-huh.
And what
Nah, baby, you ain't getting none of that.
It don't
Well,
matter.
I'm not saying you're not gonna get none of it.
But you ain't finna get all
I
of it.
just can't see. So my parents have been married for 32 years now. They built a lot together, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so, say for instance, if my daddy leave here today, my mama decides to get remarried a year later, and then if my mama leave before who she married leaves,
He get everything.
by law, yeah, he gets everything. But honestly, I feel like you ain't entitled to none of that. You know what I mean? That's how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
By law, that ain't what the law say.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's almost like a good come up, you know?
Right.
Let me just, you
Now
know.
I got to check and make sure you do nothing to my mama.
so
man,
so those are the conversations you need to have as an adult
uh-huh.
with the parent who remarries. So Nell,
Which
you
I'm
need to
glad
have
But me and my
like
mom
that.
have actually had that combo as far as getting something in writing, more so because I know a lot of them still will fall on me, even though I'm the middle child. So I've been pressing her like, hey, we need to get something in writing. What you want to do with this house? Da 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 this and da 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 that. And I've had the same, with my dad. So I am on there as the person, and of course his wife is too. But I make sure. I mean, that's just who I am because I'm like, I gotta protect my people. Mm-hmm. So I am on there as well. But yes, I have definitely been having that.
Well, I've had this situation happen twice, and I was in my feelings both times. So, and I shouldn't have been, but I was. So my parents now they've gotten everything in order, but when they listed like everything how it's supposed to be split, like they made sure that they put my name by whatever and put Brandon's name by whatever. And my mama was like, because I don't want you getting ignorant and trying to take everything from him. And I'm like, why would you think I would do that? But she didn't mean it as if I would, but just so it ain't no problems. And then like Jay, all of his stuff is set up like he split it out. What I get, Courtney's portion is in mine. And then he split it out with the girls. And I was like, so you don't think I would, make sure that they are taken care of? He was like, well, that ain't it. But I just know this way, I know problems. It's gonna go to whoever.
But see, that's a little different. Like Shannon was saying though, you have some parents that's not gonna make. Like I feel like you will make sure
right
taken care of whatever. But I'm sorry, you just have those. Like my mama said something. I honestly feel like he was after my mama for money. I mean, that's just how I felt. So if something was to happen to mama, I don't think he would have made sure we were okay.
And you also have to understand you want it in writing because whatever spouse remains is grieving. Right. And y'all, I've said it before, death and divorce bring out the ugly in people.
Yes, they do.
Okay. So you want to make it easy for that remaining spouse. You need to have it already ready so that if there's disagreement or conflict, they are in disagreement and conflict with the person that's in the grave and that went on to glory.
Right.
It ain't going to be with me as a step parent. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, even as it's written now,
I see both sides. Yeah.
We come after whoever is left. You know what I mean? But I mean, I don't
Crystal said, what do you do if your parents only choose to share what they want with one sibling and not all their children? That's their business.
Yeah, that is their business.
Yeah, that's hurtful.
That's what they say. I just, and again, everybody's entitled to feel how they feel. I just don't have an expectation to look for anything because I'm not. It would be one thing if I was underage. Okay. It would be totally different if I was underage. But I'm a grown adult. I just don't have. As the song say, I don't feel no ways tied.
I think the reason why you don't. I think the reason why you don't though is because like there's nothing as far as estate goes. There's nothing shared between your parents. You know what I mean? So you see, if your dad passes away, it goes to his spouse.
Absolutely.
I get it.
Absolutely.
But think about if your daddy and your mama was married and what they built was what they built together, and this new person comes in and you okay with?
After 6 months?
Yeah, after a day, after 2 weeks. What it don't matter how long.
Don't feel no ways tied for 2 reasons. If I die today, if I die the next day and got all the money, I can't take it nowhere with me. Number 2, my grandma always put in my head growing up when I would have to see certain things and people would mistreat me. She would always say, Nikki, you ain't gonna be 9 forever, or Nikki, you ain't gonna be 8 forever. Don't worry about it. They'll see it again. I just don't. And maybe it's because and we talked about this the other day, Shannon. I'm so engrossed in being independent. Like it's hard for me to ask for help. It's hard for me to reach out to people. I just don't be expecting.
But see, that's the thing. It's not the expectation. Because I'm not looking for the money or the payout and that, but I've been with my mama for the past however many years. Right. I've seen the struggle. I've seen her come up. I've been right there to help her with it. Right. So when it came to this house situation, I don't care. It needs to go. If you got something right, it needs to go back to the family. It needs to go back to the family. Now, then we can decide if you want to buy this off of me. Right. Then we can do that. But if I've been there through the struggle or whatever, then leave it. I feel like a lot of stuff needs to be, unless you have a spouse or whatever. If you're single, it needs to be left to the kids. I mean, this is how I don't expect the payout or whatever, but
if you're single, it should be left to the kids.
Well, I'm saying, like, if you get single and then, and then say my mama get married, technically you were single when all this happened. So what you built, to me, I mean, that's just me and my mindset. What you built before, yes, I know when you get married, it becomes y'all or whatever. But
I mean,
what y'all build after that?
Right.
Y'all.
But you know, the other folks
all this over here ain't y'all.
Right.
But okay, so switching gears. Crystal asks, what do you do if your parents only choose to share what they want with one sibling and not all their children? So here's the thing. I think I can say this. It ain't nothing bad or anything, but like literally maybe a year ago, Mama just updated all her stuff. To include me. Why? Because when she first started working at Blue Cross in 84, I think 83, whenever it was, she just always knew at the end of the day, if something happened, she knew Shannon was going to take care of whatever needs to be taken care of and made sure I was good. And even now, like me, Mom, and Shannon have this conversation all the time when it comes to living my kids, like grandkids and kids. Like me and Shannon we have our moments, and more so me having my moments, but we've never had a relationship where I feel like if Mama died today, we would ever be beefing. Like, it's funny because we always say, Mama always be like, I'm glad I raised my girls. I don't never have to worry about y'all, going at each other or anything like that. Y'all gonna be straight. But I experienced a friend's family member dying, and to see the siblings going at it the way that they did, it was more so as a joke to Shannon. But I told Shannon, I was like, Shannon, man, if you do me like this, if Mama leave here, I promise you, sis, you catching this fade, like you catching all these hands. I just want you to know that. Like, and Shannon was like, I would never do that. And I'm like, I know you wouldn't. It was really for the laughs. But she's right. Death and divorce brings out the worst in people. But I don't, even if Mama didn't update her information, like, what is there for us to fight over? Like, what? I'm not worried about it, because at the end of the day, even if she did leave Shannon everything, if I need $50, I'm still gonna ask Shannon for $50. If I need this, I'm still gonna, hey, can you ask? Because Shannon, I mean, that's my sister. She's always, she really called me her sister, daughter, cousin, crazy family member wrapped up in one, because that's just our relationship. And I'm really glad it's just me and her, because I don't know what we would do if we had a third sibling, to be honest with you. I think that would change the dynamics a little bit. See,
I ain't gonna fight Brandon, but that new spouse gonna catch these hands. Me and Brandon ain't gonna fight over nothing. But that new spouse, he gonna get all of it. I keep saying he, she, whoever.
Right. Whichever one.
Gonna get all these hands.
Yeah. I mean, Crystal, that's your parents' business. If they want to share it with one,
And if you are uncomfortable with that, I would say you might want to have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
Because I would say when my grandfather,
That might be a reason.
they were to get him and my grandmother were together, married 60-some years before she passed. And he had started dating. And I mean, I'm not even one of the 15 children that he had, but I myself said, if he met with her and something happened, this house is staying within the family. But there was something that was in writing where that house, whether they would have gotten married or not, that house stayed in the family. And as a family, we decided on what to do. You know what I'm saying, with that house and everything. And my grandma was 90 something. My grandpa was 90 something years old when he passed away. You didn't know. You went here for the stroke. No.
I don't know. I myself go to Shannon kids, so it don't even matter.
Well, I updated mine to go to Logan now. I had it through my brothers.
Give them the R3, whatever is left, give it to them. They gonna do with it.
You're so silly. You're so
Oh,
silly.
Like I just,
I mean, it's all about getting stuff. I mean, you still gotta get your affairs in order regardless. Yeah.
But I also feel like too though, you gotta know your people. You just gotta know your people. My great uncle was 91.
Mm-hmm.
91. Uncle June died with like the only thing we had to pay for was programs.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know nobody. For years, we would joke because we would be like, "Bruh, you got your cemetery plot together. Yeah, take me down there to the National Cemetery. It's free. So take care of that." We literally paid for his programs. That was it. But he knew. I mean, he was never married, had no kids. He knew how his nieces and nephews and great nieces and nephews was raised. Ain't nothing to fight over. Ain't nothing to talk about. Just here. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also could be that sometimes the parent will leave something to the sibling they feel like can handle the affairs when there's a lot of grief,
Yeah.
right? So sometimes you leave it so they'll, yeah. So it depends.
With my dad,
She can handle your people. Yeah. Mama knows Shannon gonna take care of everything. She know I'm busting heads. So.
Yeah. Prior to my brother buying a house, like our parents had shut us down and told us, if now we done already had it, Miss Margarita. But they sat us down and like told us who was going, how everything was supposed to go, how they wanted it. And they was like, and Brandon will get the house. And I was like, why he get the house? And they was like, Keitra, you married and you got a house, why do you need it? And I was like,
oh.
Like it made sense, but immediately I was like, wait a minute, why he get it over me, But
sibling rivalry.
But that's why I said, Crystal, you may want to have a conversation because they probably have reasons why they left what they left to whoever.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to understand it, then just ask them. They might not even know it bothers you.
This has tickled me tonight.
It was a good conversation.
It was. But here
we done got into funerals, girl.
Shannon, tell people about
I got that.
About that.
Yeah.
About resources.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are all of the resources that I've learned from. And you can get them at familylife.com. But all of these, you see, it says providing step family answers to step family questions. If you live in a blended family, you need to get specific help for your blended family. Scripture is scripture, and you can apply scripture to your situation, absolutely. But you got to know what to apply and how to apply it when you're in a blended family. If you go to a pastor or a counselor who does not know anything about step family dynamics, they're going to cause you to apply something or do something, and it may not work well in your blended family situation. And I'll say it this way. For example, a stepdad. Let's say a stepdad comes in and the pastor says, yeah, you're the dad of the family now. You need to be the man of the family, and everyone needs to, submit to your authority. Well, if a stepdad come in with that type of attitude with his stepkids, and the wife, the biological mom, lets him do that, it's not gonna go well because
Mhm.
he hasn't earned the respect and developed the relationship with the children. So although that may be, the husband, the head of the household,
Mhm.
he's gonna have to, again, like I said, borrow that power from the biological mother
Mhm.
to be able to do that. So yeah, step family answers for step family questions.
Okay. Now let me tell y'all, they have some they have blended family events too. Can you talk a little bit about the events that you guys have? Or I know you're not part of the blended area right now, but
Yeah.
Ron did still, a big
Yeah.
deal
So
about the
yeah,
different.
so Ron, he has a lot of events. So with the ministry I work with, we have something called Blended and Blessed, and we just had it in April. It was in Houston.
That's
And
where I got.
yeah, so it was a 1 day event. You could watch it from your cellular device. You could have gone to a local church if they were hosting it, but it was live streamed, and it's a 1 day where we give couples that live in blended families, whether you're dating, engaged or married, and we just talk about your relationship with your spouse, how to develop a relationship with your kids, but just really help you be blended and blessed in your family. We also have an event in the fall that we train ministry leaders on how to serve step families. There are certain things you got to know about step families. They're 40%, right? Families make up a step family. And then Ron Deal, he has his own ministry called Smart Step Families. And he has a conference he does called Building a Successful Step Family. And that's a 2 day thing. You can go on rondeal.org or smartstepfamilies.com and you can learn more about those events. But it's all types of stuff we do.
Okay. One thing that I love is the second event you talked about was because, in a typical African American church, you have like, the women's ministry, the men's ministry, marriage ministry. But there are actual ministry like churches out there that have step or blended family ministries. And I think
Right.
that's a great addition to
Hmm.
a congregation if you have a lot of blended families as members. And
Hmm.
so being able to equip these particular churches with the tools and resources that they need to be able to serve their blended families is really dope. I can absolutely say, working at Family Life and seeing it real time was definitely a blessing. But just being able to see how Shannon has been able to integrate with the ministry and be able to pull so much wisdom and insight, and be able to articulate all of the information she does is really helpful as well. So y'all can't book her, but when I be needing advice and stuff, I just still on a cellular device. But I put some of those links in the comments. Please utilize them. These books are very affordable. Like I have one, it's called it's by Ron Deal, the daily encouragement for the Smart Step family. So each day
Hmm.
you have like a devotional that pertains specifically to um, smart step families. And then I have the dating and the single parent, because at one point in time I was dating somebody that was a parent, but that was short lived. So I'm gonna give it to Neil. If you want to, there you go. And I actually have two of these, so I brought this one for Keith. So there you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And the devotion is good because sometimes, I'm not going to say all the time, but sometimes the husbands don't want to read,
Don't.
right? But the devotion is just a 1 page.
Yep, it
And,
is.
and at the end, there's a prayer and it may have like a question that you can discuss. Because here's the thing, most people who are in blended families, they think, oh, we're doing good, we're fine. You may not feel the blendedness or any pains from your blendedness until it's a special date. That's when blended stuff comes up. So graduations, birthdays, funerals, weddings, get togethers. That's when blendedness comes up and the conflict starts.
That's so true. That is absolutely true. Because you think everything is fine, and then
Hmm.
yeah, that's me. It's all
Yep.
right.
Yeah, it
But
is.
a lot of wisdom. You lit a fire under me
thank
to
you,
be able
thank you.
to take the initiative and reach out. So I'm grateful for that, especially in this season because people leaving here left and right.
It is.
I don't want to be on the other
Girl,
side.
people's dying that ain't never died before.
Oh my God, you preach that thing, ma'am. So thank you again, Shannon, for tapping in and being our guest tonight.
Thank you.
We
Thank
do
you.
have a shirt for you. Keitra made up in her
Oh,
mind we're here. She
Keisha, you
thought
thought I was still in Arkansas?
No,
No, that you
I
were
thought
here.
you just was coming.
for
I
graduation.
was coming for somebody's graduation.
AJ don't graduate
Gotcha.
next week, but you know.
Yeah.
Here next
I'm-
weekend.
We'll put it in the mail.
She's
Thank
here.
you. I'm gonna come. I'm trying to get there in the month.
Okay.
So we'll get that to you for sure. Ladies, do you have any announcements for the people before we sign off? Madam Secretary?
No, I say happy early birthday to my hubby.
Keisha, you don't have no announcements over there?
You definitely have some announcements.
Oh, you mean it?
Oh my gosh.
While she's getting that together, congratulations to all the 2022 graduates, whether it's elementary, middle, high school, college. I've seen a lot of nurses complete nursing school, Black Girl Magic.
Shout out to my little brother. He got another 4.0 this year. And he just came offline as a Kappa. So I don't know how you do that and you be in nursing school. Like, I don't understand how you do that, but you got it, little bro.
Come on, bro.
What we doing? Which one you on? Which slide you on?
Now,
Sponsorship.
Okay, there you go. We is what? There you go.
Although we're at the end of season 2, season 3 will be loading soon. So we are still accepting sponsorship applications. So if you would like to advertise or your business, I don't know, I had a brain fog for a minute, let's talk about it. We have 3 options for packages. Our first option is the deluxe package for $60, the signature pack, the premium package for $90, and then the signature package for $150. We want to say thank you to
Hang Time Home Media.
Yeah.
Don't get caught up.
I was gonna say Central Arkansas Restoration. Yep. Hang Time Home Media. Thank you guys. They were our sponsors. So season 3, we gonna be looking for some more people. So go ahead.
Get ready.
That and what else we got?
It's season finale.
Be our guest. Be our guest. So right now, well, we haven't started planning for season 3 yet. But if you would like to be a guest on season 3, got a topic you want us to talk about, go ahead and shoot that over to us. Either through the website, pressing the unmute button.com, or sending us an email, pressing unmute@gmail.com. And that's all I got. Other than that, happy early birthday to my hubby.
Yay, happy birthday.
Season finale episode. Is it in 14 days?
I don't know.
It's in 14 days. Okay.
So in 2
Me and
weeks,
Keisha was behind last time. So
we will be back
For the season
for the
finale.
season finale.
Yeah.
This season went by quick.
it did. What's the name of the show?
Oh, and y'all go check out this podcast called Raw Talk Christian Podcast. I had my very first podcast interview Monday as a certified brand coach, like a brand coach. Like,
And I didn't know that your boot camp, is it boot camp,
oh yeah,
had already launched. I just saw the email this morning. I was like, I'm
I launched that
behind.
last week.
I didn't realize. Child.
Yep, starts July 9th. So if you are a kingdom entrepreneur, you're a faith-based entrepreneur, you need to get help, or you're looking for clarity on how you can make impact in the marketplace as a kingdom entrepreneur, I am having a Beyond the Logo Kingdom Branding Bootcamp starting on July 9th. It is a 5-week mastermind where we are going to tap into what your kingdom purpose is, get you clarity on who your target audience is, who you've been called to serve, and then help you to discover and define your marketplace identity. So again, it's 5 weeks. Early bird registration does end on Monday. So if you want details about that, you can go to janicolesolutions.com for more information, or you can just slide in my DM. I answer any questions that you have. But yeah, so.
And her emails have your name in it.
It do.
So it's personalized.
Your emails have your name.
It was like, how did you
That is impressive. That is very. You're right.
So look, like, did she just send this to me?
She got a whole little system. I'm so proud of my baby sister. I'm so proud of that little girl. That little girl.
You put your name in the email. I'm about to use
I'm
that.
serious though.
Yeah.
Like,
So the first time I
was
got an
tripping.
email, I said, "Oh, we got my whole name." Yeah, shout out to these lovely ladies. I'm proud of y'all.
That is hilarious. Woo.
Hey,
Great conversation.
Look, hey there, Keitra. See?
I can't see it.
First line.
It's the hey there for me.
Did you pull it up?
I did.
It's the hey there for me. Hey
It's the
there.
other one, though. The other one is
Hey there.
What is that?
What did it say? I'm so sorry. I cannot deal with them. Shannon.
Why they country? Just country.
No, that ain't it.
Missing the spade party. Y'all don't stay out too late out there in Orlando now. I ain't got no flight money, no bill.
I bet you grown.
Mm-hmm.
I heard you, Shannon.
You heard talking.
I'm just looking out for my sister. Who going with you?
Where is it?
Raven.
Raven going with you?
Ma'am.
She finna drop me off. You know I can't see at night.
That's why. Thank you, Lord. Okay. That's why I tell you to be careful, man. I want to try to put your business out there, but yeah.
Forget you.
Okay. See y'all later. We love y'all. We'll see y'all.
Thank you for having me, ladies.
Shannon, you hang tight real quick in the background. Okay. And we'll see y'all in 14 days. Ain't that 14? Did we say 14 days?
14 days.
Yeah, 14 days. So y'all
Are
have
you
a good
growing?
weekend, and we'll see y'all later. All right.
Calling all Central Arkansas residents. Looking for someone to mount a TV or set up your surround sound? Well, look no further than our friends at Hangtime Home Media. From surround sound installation and setup to flat screen TV mounting, wired or wireless networking, and even furniture assembly. You can trust them with your business because they offer affordable solutions while providing top-tier customer service. Contact them today for a quote and mention that you heard their ad on the Pizza Up podcast, of course, and they'll give you 10% off your invoice. Find them on Facebook or Instagram or call them at 501-690-5705. What are you waiting for? Get to calling.
Pressing the unmute, pressing the unmute button, pressing the unmute button, pressing the unmute, pressing the unmute.